I love food, but if I'm gonna throw food down, it's not gonna be pizza I make. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, my favorite foods is I love pizza, but like
what's your go-to?
I would get. I love like Asian flavors, Thai food. I love fermentation of like Korean food. I love Indian food. Like you give me like like some sort of flatbread and like a bowl of something delicious
To dip in or to serve with?
Yes, oh my God. Like I want to eat with my hands and I want to eat lots of flavors, bowls of delicious things. You know what I mean?
With it being a city that is so like far out there, how far do you have to travel for that? Or is it here?
No, it's not here on the plateau. There's Thai food on the plateau. And we're lucky because it's actually pretty decent Thai food. And so me and Ashley eat that a lot. If I want Indian food, if we want Indian food, there's a couple places, but it's like 45 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes, you know what I mean? But that's all right. I'm sorry.
Napkin, please.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
There's a few of them. So a lot of times, like, I do like a crappy version of all of our favorite foods. You know what I mean? So,
Not as good, but better
it's
better than
enough,
driving 45 minutes.
Totally, you know. It hits enough of a spot to where it's like, all right, we're satisfied for a few months. You know.
I feel that.
But I just like interesting flavors. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That'd be my go-tos, you know. And you give me an awesome carne asada burrito, I'd be happy too.
How long ago did you live in Santa Ana?
Oh, I was born there 2 years. So that was 79, 80. I'm almost 45. So it's like, yeah, 79.
You don't look it at all.
Thanks, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, what?
Getting old.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of numbers, yes. You don't look 45
Cool.
at all. Good for you, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of water. Don't smoke cigarettes, and I don't drink alcohol anymore. So
When did you stop?
Oh man, alcohol. 8 years ago. Last time I was drunk was 2018, but that was, you know. But I used to drink, you know.
What was your favorite?
Oh, gin.
Gin?
Oh yeah, I was really good at drinking gin.
You were good at it.
Yeah, I was very good at it.
Why'd you stop?
If I'm being candid, my family has a history of being very good at drinking alcohol. And so I just want to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
You know, I went from realizing I was good at drinking alcohol to realizing I was also very good at smoking a lot of weed. And
You and me both.
and so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, and I'm not, you know, I'm not negative towards that at all. There's definitely a part of me that's awesome. I would love to do that. But with a business and babies and who I want to be and what I want to do, I just can't do that right now.
Weed too.
Oh, totally. Yeah, like nothing. I can't do anything. And I actually feel awesome not doing that stuff.
Same.
I look forward to being an old guy maybe
Yeah.
and like looking at my life,
Yeah.
reflecting.
Uh-huh.
And smoking a joint.
Yes.
Like,
okay.
I like that idea. You know what I mean? I looking back at myself, I didn't like being the guy like smoking a bowl every day. You know what I mean? Or having to do that stuff at the end of my day and being fuzzy headed the next morning, wanting to get clear headed by 3 p.m. and then being clear headed until 10 p.m. after work's done, and then it's like that cycle. I was kind of done with that, and so. But now I have babies, and I would never, like, I have that kind of watcher on the wall mentality with my babies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm their dad, who knows at 3 a.m, if there's an emergency, here I am, you know? And so.
Got to show up.
Totally.
And
you know what I mean?
you can't be high or
No,
drunk.
No.
No.
And so, yeah. But anyways, that's not pizza related.
No, it's cool. I like to talk about pizza, business and life.
Cool.
Real
Well,
talk.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, it's real talk. It's real life, you know.
yeah.
But
I mean, it's people who are in business have a very similar view on like just like being the best that they can be
totally.
because it reflects on their business.
Yeah.
Right? I gave up smoking and drinking the minute I found out my wife was pregnant 3 years ago.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Like that's a man's decision right there. The way out, not that like you can't do that stuff and still be a man, but to realize like to draw that line in the sand, like that's a man right there to me. That's awesome.
It was pretty hard, but
Hell yeah, it is because it's fun.
It's fun.
Good. It's good, and it feels great. And I like what you like where your mind goes, and like you know what I mean. It's
oh man,
I
I'm
get
getting
it.
itchy
I
thinking about
get
it
it.
here. No, but it was funny because like your idea of like being an old man and smoking a joint and thinking about it, I still play with the idea of like one day I'm gonna tell my wife, let's grab a drink, but let's keep it a secret.
Sure.
You know?
Hey, listen. Maybe that day will be for me and my wife at some point. You know, like I'm not like vehemently against all that stuff, and I'm open to whatever life brings me and my wife. But right now, with like a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old, the soon-to-be 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and like business and trying to keep it going and like trying to grow it and trying to become not just a pizza maker but a business owner. I know for me right now, not in the cards. Like that can't be me right now.
Yeah.
It might be something when I have a 13-year-old daughter.
Sure.
Like, shit, babe. Like, let's take a hit. And they're asleep.
We need this one.
They're asleep. Let's just binge watch some shows, and just relax. You know, maybe that'll be it.
A pizza maker friend of mine. I'm gonna help myself.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go for a square though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go for this spicy ranch.
Oh please.
There you go, dog.
Thank you. A friend of mine. He's maybe your age. Maybe not.
Yeah.
He was like, my daughter just turned 13 and the hormones are real. All of a sudden, she doesn't want to be in the same room as me. And I was like, that's what I got to look forward to?
Ashley just told me this story the other day. Like, Cleo had a meltdown over something totally irrational. And she told her, like, I don't want to talk to you. And she goes, I don't want to talk to you, Mom. And like with that attitude. And it wasn't like, she's always mama. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's mama.
Yeah.
But now it was like, I don't want to talk to you, Mom.
That's
and
the
ran down the
equivalent.
hall and slammed the door shut.
That's the equivalent of your mom saying your middle name.
Yeah. Oh, it was, and I wasn't there for it. So, and just her telling that story like broke my heart a little bit. It's like, oh man, it's already starting.
Oh, and very spicy. Not like, like you put enough serranos in there so that you can hit it, right? Oh, I mean, that's perfect.
I like spicy stuff, and
Me too.
I have a tendency is to make stuff way too spicy. Like my sins are like too spicy and too salty because I love salt and I love spice.
That's what I gravitate towards in any menu that I see. Your menu though isn't super spice heavy though. Shishito is probably
No, those are pretty mild, man.
yeah.
Um,
You can get some hot shishitos, but like they're
Yeah.
like 1 in a dozen maybe.
yeah, like they're mostly mild. Every now and then you'll get like like just a jacked shishito to fuck you up. But serranos are my favorite chili because they're like jalapenos are boring and
Habanero.
habaneros are fruity and delicious and stuff. But like the serrano is like the working man's chili. It's cheap. It works with a lot of stuff. It works pickled. It works roasted. It works raw. It's spicy. Like you get a good serrano, it'll kick your ass. But it's also not like a Carolina Reaper or a Trinidad
Burn your butthole the
Scorpion.
next
It's just
day.
like masochistic to eat. You know?
Yeah. You know what though? I weirdly like that challenge. It is painful. I like kind of.
Do you want a death nut? You ever done the death nut challenge?
No, I don't want one right now. Because I'm traveling and I'm like, I gotta do shit tomorrow.
Do you want to go to the hospital?
I know.
Let's send you to the
Well, dude,
hospital.
hold on. The last time I ate something like close to I think it was scorpion pepper.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I was out sick the next day.
Really? Yeah.
Unfortunately. And I usually can eat those infused in my food.
Totally.
But I think this one just had a little bit more than I was used to. Fucked me up.
Spencer, that kid I was telling you about. So we've done it a few times, like the one chip challenge, and then the death nut challenge, which is like, have you ever heard that one?
No.
It's like peanuts. It's like peanuts that have been dusted with whatever, and then there's 5 packets, level 1 through 5, and then you go up through the levels. That poor kid, I've never seen someone in so much pain. It was after work one day. We did the death nut challenge upstairs in front of my wife so that she could see him get his ass kicked by her husband. And he came down, like he was done. He's like, I gotta go home. And then it was done. I thought he had left. I was like, hey, I told my wife, babe, I'm gonna go to the corner store. I'm just gonna get another ice cream bar because my mouth is hot. Do you want anything? Take her order. I'm going to leave. And that kid, that poor guy, is on the floor of the bathroom here in the restaurant. He couldn't even make it out of the building to go home.
Throwing up.
And oh no, not yet. He was just like curled in the fetal position, gut doing it, whatever his gut's doing. And I was like, oh my God, buddy, are you all right? He's like, no, I'm fine. I just gotta compose myself and I'm gonna go home. I was like, okay, I gotta go. I'm gonna go to the store. All right, so you have a good night, get better, and I'll see you tomorrow. I come back. That son of a bitch is still laying there. He has thrown up since I left.
On the floor? Or did he?
No, he made it. He made it. But anyways, he was weak. It was very hot. It was very hot.
And that was level 1?
No, we did all 5. We went through all 5 of them. It's unnecessarily hot. But anyways, the Serrano is like the nice chili. That's You want some spice, you want something to taste good.
Yeah.
I like the Serrano.
Me too. I love it. It's unfortunate that people are so turned off by spice. Like they don't even want to try it. If you like try to execute something balanced with it,
Yeah.
they'll automatically say, is it spicy? I'll be like, kinda. And they're like, no, thank you. It's almost like a pineapple in pizza.
Yeah, and I wonder like how much it has to do with like your like the food you grew up with. You
That's
know what
true.
I mean?
Or it could be, yeah.
I mean, some people learn to love this stuff. Some people just grow up with it, you know? Oh man. Hopefully it's all right, buddy.
Dude, that's really fucking good. It's fluffy.
Not too bad.
Yeah. What's in the middle?
Garlic butter, dog.
That your garlic hits, man. On that pepperoni, that first bite, I was like, holy fuck. Garlic and pepperoni go good together.
I love garlic.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I love it raw. I love it roasted. I mean, not raw.
I think it's a cheat
cooked
code
raw.
when it comes to food.
And it's good for you. You know what I mean? It's like super good for you.
I see people like making, they do like honey and garlic and something.
You put a knob of ginger and some garlic and honey and some hot water and just let it steep. You'll never get sick. I mean, you will, but it's like an immune system boost. You know what I mean? It's so good for you. That's why I always have a bag of ginger in the. I can't get sick. If I get sick, I make no money and I can't feed my family. You know what I mean?
I know.
And so, Lord willing, thank God, I've had like maybe a day or two in 7 years where I've had to close. But yeah, no sick days.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Like, I saw your wife, Ashley's post saying you're going to go on vacation.
Yep.
Right? And you're going to be closed.
Yep.
Like, I'm sure you have to plan and budget for those kind of closures.
Totally. Yeah.
But, you know, when you first started this thing, is that kind of what you expected? To just have to close when you needed time to do your own thing?
Yeah. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, like becoming a business owner as opposed to like the guy who's just working the business, but being the guy that owns the business and whatnot. Yes, this year, I'm not there yet. Like, I have to close, like when we have obligations, you know. In the future, I would love it if it's like I had the people I could trust and like to execute, and at least keep the consistency that people have come to expect, and be able to be like, all right, I'll be back in 5 days. I'm going with my kids to the Oregon coast, you know, with the family, and come back and have it be great. That's the dream, man. That would be awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I think that's like what a real business does. You know what I mean? Like, and so right now I still feel like, almost like we are a real business, but the fact that I can't do that, it makes me feel like I'm not like playing on hard mode or something. You know?
There's like there's levels to it, like we had discussed, and you're self-employed.
Yeah.
Right. Do you see a world where you just were fully hands off in this business, and maybe not like 5 or 10 years from now, but like 20?
Maybe. Yeah. Totally.
You'd be 65 at that point.
Yeah. Well, 65, man. I would hope. Honestly, like I would love to keep making pizza. Maybe not, you know, every day. You know. Yeah. As I get older, now that I have children, I like the idea of like mentoring and coaching more than I ever have. Like the thought of that, you know.
Yeah.
And like teaching whatever I know, however little I know, be able to teach that to someone else and watch them grow, and then take it and move and become hopefully better. That'd be awesome. Like if it's one of my kids, if it's the right person that comes along, it's just an employee, awesome. I definitely think there'll be a day when I'm not like solely responsible for the output, you know, of the restaurant, but
at the same time, it doesn't seem like you're in a rush to do that.
No, God, no. I honestly believe if like a man stops working, he starts dying. You know what I mean? You know how many times people have like, I retired and then they were dead within however long. You know what I mean?
Charlie's Pizzeria, Ray Collision. That's kind of what I was hinting at when we were at Pizza Expo. He was like, I want to retire. I want to go to the beach. And I was like, please tell me you got something else to do. Then we ended up getting there, but I was like trying to like be like,
I get it. Like you want to go on vacation, man. You know, and like, cause like, I can't see myself ever just like retired. You know, I can see myself taking back time to explore other areas of interest. Right. You know, because like that's what kind of life is about. Like figuring out what you like and scratching those itches and doing. But I can't see not working, you know. Then again, I'm also I realize I'm lucky I get to do something I really love for a living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might be different if I was like a tax accountant. You know what I mean? But then again, it's like you don't have to. It doesn't have to be your job. You know, you can give yourself your own job.
I think
as far as like to keep working.
As long as your brain keeps being engaged.
Totally. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Some people just have the idea of like, I'm going to be a potato.
Yeah, like I'm just going to sit and drink this margarita. You know what I mean? Which that's awesome for 3 days or 5 days or 7 days. What about day 12, 15, 21? You know what I mean? Like
I've heard of people who have done the financial independent retire early lifestyle.
Yeah.
Called FIRE.
Huh.
And they like will go try it out, and then like after a few years they're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to get back into society.
Totally.
And like it does sound like a good dream to be able to like lay on the beach.
Oh man. Yeah. But it's like I would love to be able to be financially secure enough to where it's like if my wife was like, oh, I just want to like be in beautiful turquoise water. Be like, awesome. Let's find a place and let's book some tickets and do that. But I can only do that if I work hard and succeed enough in whatever I'm doing to put us in that position. You know what I mean? I certainly don't want to live there because it might sound nice, but then the novelty wears off. And then, you know, like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like that's whether it's a turquoise water and a beach or it's like, you know, snowy, beautiful, tiny mountain town or, you know, bustling metropolis or something, you know, whatever is calling your name. Like go enjoy it and then get back to work. Because then, otherwise, yeah.
Do you see your work ever moving outside of this city?
Maybe. Not the Carlson. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, you're a dad now and a husband. Like, providing for your kids and your wife, paramount. You know what I mean? So, like, if someone came along and had some business opportunity or idea that would expand the Carlson Block, whatever that is, like, the building is the building. You know what I mean? This is my home and this is my business. This can never leave. It is literally planted here. But if there's some avenue to explore business-wise that would, take the business outside this town and this building, I would sell out in a heartbeat if the right opportunity came along. You know what I mean? Not sell out like sell my business. I'm going to be here making pizza. This is my restaurant. This is like my work. But if someone wanted to, try a franchise, think of like wanting to do something else somewhere, I don't know, I don't have a mind for that sort of stuff. But if someone came along with ideas that seemed right, I would weigh the pros and cons and make a decision. And I'm certainly not against it, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, you just got me thinking about like how you, or like if it's turquoise waters or a mountain town, I'd be down, So like, I wasn't sure how cemented you were into this place.
I'm 100% cemented here. Like I'm gonna live here. I'm gonna grow old here, and Lord willing, I'm gonna die in this building.
Nice.
Like
come back to haunt it.
Like I don't want to live like in some retirement home. Like hopefully I die before I need some sort of hospice care. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
do you have an elevator to get to the second floor?
No, but I would probably put like one of those robot chairs going up the stairs or something. But no, like I feel really fortunate. Like I love this building. I look forward to like we're raising our kids here and we're working here. There's gonna be so many memories that we're gonna be able to build here and make here that I can't see myself like selling it and moving to like a small like 1-bedroom home with my wife when we're really old. Like I want a place like where my kids can come back when they're 35 and they have children of their own, and they can bring our grandbabies here and we'll have Christmas here just like they had their whole lives. Like that's the sort of thing that like gets me off. It's like the thought of like building those sort of family stories and memories.
Is that what you saw when you first saw this building up for like available?
Kind of like, I mean, I saw it as a place that like our entire family will be able to kind of orbit,
It's to me, it's kind of random. You were like living somewhere else.
Sure. Yeah.
Off in the East Coast, right?
But that time I was in Denver.
You were in Denver.
Yeah.
And then this like property comes up for sale.
Yeah.
In our last conversation, we didn't really talk too much about like the why behind it.
Sure.
I think you had talked about like taking over the property, building it yourself, starting pizzeria. But like, why this? Why all of this?
Yeah. I like honestly, like, I mean, that's a whole different conversation. But it was, my parents had moved out here, and bought it when my dad was alive. They had built a home up here. My mom doesn't live out here anymore. They had 5 acres and they built like a home that was going to be, their retirement home,
Oh,
and,
so you were familiar with the area before?
I'd been out here a number of times, like 3 or 4 times. And I don't know why, what or why, but I was in Colorado and I'd been making pizza, and I fell asleep one afternoon. I had a dream that like I was in this building. This is gonna sound like bullshit. I had a dream that I was in this building and I was making pizza and people were coming out to this town to eat pizza, and I was here with my family. Wow. And so it was weird. I woke up and it was very visceral. You know what I mean?
Lucid dreaming.
I don't know. Like I've never had like a very specific real dream, like dream that felt
It's
real.
realistic, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe that. And so, anyways, I told my mom about it, like in our weekly phone call when I was just like calling home, just hey mom, hey dad, how's it going? You know, your son's still alive. But I was like, oh, you know, I had this dream. There's that little town. That town that you go through to get up to your place, you know, which is this town. I was like, there's that building, that brick building. I had a dream that like we had it, and I was making pizza there, and you know, told her all about it. She's like, that's really funny. You should tell your dad about it. And so I passed the phone off. We were having a conversation. I was like, and I told him. He's like, that building just went up for sale this last week. I was like, what? That's crazy. It sounds so stupid.
No.
And so he thought it was really funny because on his own, like when it came up for sale, he'd be like, oh, that'd be just like a cool thing to, you know, like it's crazy that place is going up for sale because the Hildings who own this place, they owned it for like 40 years or something like that at that point. And anyways, it worked out that my parents were able to help me, and we were able to. Everyone was on board. You know what I mean? Like I can't talk about it without sounding stupid. You know.
Dude, you like had a dream and you followed it, literally.
Yeah, and so
intuition, dream,
yeah,
fate.
I don't know how that stuff works. But I can say 100%, like I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. That's the only thing I know for certain. Yeah.
Yeah, because then my question was like, why did you pursue it? Like, I feel like I have dreams about random shit all the time.
Totally.
Doesn't mean I go like.
Absolutely, right?
Chasing,
yeah. It's stupid. It's like it sounds stupid, but then I look at like my beautiful wife and my beautiful babies, and it's just like I can't think about that because it'll make me cry. Hell yeah, like
Hell yeah.
yeah,
You're here.
yeah,
That's freaking amazing. Thank you for sharing.
yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing. Let's talk about pan pizzas for a quick second. What are you using to press out your dough? I found out that whatever fat you use greatly affects the flavor of your pizza. And that is why the only brand I trust with my pizza is Cordo olive oil. Taste is everything, and other brands and other fats pale in comparison. Do you want to taste the difference? Go to cordo-olive.com using the link in the show notes. You can purchase a bottle there, or if you're an operator, you can get a free tasting. Just message me and I'll connect you with them. I'll leave my contact in the show notes. Thank you, Cordo Olive Oil, for sponsoring the podcast. One of the things pizza makers spend the most money on is cheese. Every time I have a catering event, cheese is my biggest ingredient cost. But what if I told you there's a cheese company out there that lets you earn cash back for every pound of cheese purchased? I'm talking about Bacio Cheese. And their Gold Club Rewards members receive their rewards card every month that can be used wherever Visa is accepted. So the more cheese you buy, the more you can earn. Literally, you get paid to use Bacio Cheese. Now that is cool. Learn more at Bacio Cheese using the link in the show notes.
I can't speak to what all that other stuff is. All I know is like those three people upstairs. That I think that's what it's about, you know. And so it brought me here, brought them around. So I don't know how it works.
So you have the dream.
Yeah.
But now you have to protect the dream and keep the dream going.
Yeah. And now I got to make sure that dream has enough diapers.
Oh,
so he's not shitting his pants.
Dude,
And,
that's a lot.
and the
Kids require a lot of
and the
diapers,
other dream
man.
has enough snacks so she's not crying all the time.
You can only feed them so much pizza.
That's true. They eat a lot of pizza, man. I'm a terrible parent. Too much pizza.
It's my one of my kids' favorite foods. Cheese,
Yeah.
bread,
cheese, bread, like
sauce.
it's perfect. It's actually a pretty complete meal.
It
If
is.
done right.
Yeah.
It's like
Naturally leavened.
I don't feel terrible giving it to them. Their gut microbiome's probably good, you know.
What are the hardest things about keeping this dream alive? And
I think probably keeping like fear and worry at bay a little bit, just because we are far out here. And there's part of me that's just like, when you work for yourself and like your future, your retirement, everything is dependent upon you and what you're building. You're not working a job that has like benefits and a 401k and all these things that make you feel comfortable and safe. You don't have those things. Everything is dependent upon what you build for yourself. I get a little bit worried sometimes, and it's like just anxiety, and fear, that if people stop coming out here, or if business cuts back by 30%, like that's gonna be tough. And now it's not just me and Ashley, it's me, Ashley, and the kids, So that's one of the hardest things, is just, recognizing that worry and fear is always gonna be there, but then just dumping it. You know what I mean? Like, the other hardest thing is like, it's easy for me personally. It's easy for me to, like, I'm really routine. I love routines. I love coming down at the same time, having the same things to do, going through, like, I love that process. The routine, and the process of it all. But the negative of that is that it can become just like, you can fail to pay proper attention. You can fail to give things the intention that everything deserves, and you get into your routine so much that it just becomes rote memory.
What do you mean? What are you neglecting?
It's not neglecting. It's like making dough some days. Like, it's easy to, I do this every day. I weigh out the same stuff every day. I tempt the same stuff every day. It's easy to not give things the proper attention, and maybe I'm in too much of a hurry one day, to actually temp everything properly, or it's just being fully present. I think when you're doing stuff that you might do every day, but still it's easy to like let your mind wander as you do the stuff you do every day. But to be able to be fully present while you're doing your routine, I think that's hard for me, because it's,
it's almost you just got to get it done.
Yeah,
mentality.
Some days, which is, it's true. You do have to get it done, but things deserve proper attention. If you're gonna do them, you should do them to the best of your ability all the time. And sometimes humans' minds wander, or they, I'm listening to music and I'm singing along and I'm not paying 100% attention. You know what I mean? And I didn't cut this crap as well as I could have. Some of the stuff is too thick. Little things. You know what I mean? Or I'm in a hurry to make this mozzarella. I didn't get the temperature of water as hot as it should, so it's going to take a little bit longer to stretch out, which means more butter fat's going to leach out than I want. You know what I mean? It's just like lots of little things that, yeah.
You have a standard of certain things.
Yeah.
Thickness, thinness.
Well, sure. I don't have a notebook of all this stuff, but I do every day, and I know what I like, and I know what I think cooks best in the oven, and I know how I like stuff to feel and look, and while it's not dictated, it's like understood, in my hands and in my head, and since I'm the only one that does it, you know what I mean. But yeah, like, I think, being mindful of everything you do is important, and so it's easy. I know for me, it's easy sometimes because everything is, I do the same thing every day to put out the same product, because that's the goal, right? People come here 2 years ago and then they come out, they come back weekly for the last 2 years. You don't want it to be just the same. You want it to be better. You know what I mean? You certainly don't want it to be worse, because how many restaurants it's like, oh, that place used to be great.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. It used to be great.
Yeah.
And the thought of like someone ever saying that about this place, like, I take that personally. Like, that's a personal failure. You know what I mean?
It's hard to detach yourself from that.
I can't do it.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind, like, I don't mind like bad reviews, you know, like actually I really like them. What I don't like, that would break my heart though, is someone's like, I used to come here and it used to be awesome, and I don't know what's going on, but it's like losing someone like that because of whatever fall off, that makes me sad, would make me sad, you know.
Hasn't happened yet.
Not that I'm aware of, maybe, but not that I'm aware of. I've never, having someone put a bad review, being like, 1 star, this place doesn't have enough toppings, and
I have to wait
you know,
too long, 2 hours on Mother's Day.
I don't care about that. Like, okay, there's lots of pizza places. Like, I'm cool. We're not for everybody, you know. Like, if you're making everybody happy, then
you're doing
something wrong. You know what I mean? You're gonna get the people you get. I'm okay with people not liking it, or it's not for them. And that doesn't make me sad. What would make me sad is, someone being like, I love this place, it's fallen off, it's not the way it used to be, and I would take that really personally.
Aside from like doing your best to stay present, removing like the vices in your life, having good work-life balance, staying on routine, what do you do to like keep yourself going? Because like, to me, I think I kind of get what you're saying. It almost seems like mundane sometimes.
Sure.
But like, I get bored easily. So like, what do you do? Do you just say, the goal is to provide, I gotta do this?
I mean,
I really have love for it.
Honestly, like,
all of the above.
Might sound, I mean, all the above a little bit. It's like, it might sound trite, but like I don't need to be entertained all the time. Getting bored and like going through being a husband, father, like providing, like, life is not exciting all the time. Life is sometimes sucks. Life is work. And I'm very lucky with my work. I'm very lucky with what I get to do. The freedom to put on music and
you're jamming in here when I got in.
Being in my head and like doing what I do. Awesome. Love it. But like some days stuff can be monotonous, you know. I am not plowing a field in 14th century, you know, like England or something, like trying to provide for the winter, get through the winter, you know. Thank God. You know what I mean? Like sometimes like I guess the thing is, like, I just have to be grateful for the time and place that I'm at, and life isn't always exciting. That's okay, you know. I think,
No, that's super fair. The reality of business is that it's not all glamour.
Yeah, it's just sometimes work is work, you know, and no matter what flavor that work is, you know, I know there's sometimes I look at other people, and I've had people reach out to me like, oh, you're living the dream, which I've had people say like, I'm so jealous, you get to make pizza for a living every day. I'm lucky, I get it. I'm happy with it, but it is work. You know, and just like I look at a guy like who's like a master of their instrument, you know, they're able to make a living composing and playing music. To me, like, that's amazing. Like, I would love that. But you know, to him, that shit's work. You know, like everyone has their thing. Like, you have what you do. Someone else is looking at you and being like, oh, that's awesome, because that's the thing they might love or be interested in, and so they have a passion for it. And I have a passion for pizza. I love cooking food. But when you transition over to that's your vocation and that's how you make money and that's how you provide, I have other things where I go in my mind or in my hands, like, that I love doing, whether it's playing an instrument or trying to play an instrument, you know, or drawing or doing some sort of creative thing. And I look at someone else that does those things. I'm just like, oh man, like I said, they make a living composing music or, it's like, that's amazing. That'd be so cool.
But you're associating like the end result of it all, but not like all the hard work.
Yeah, the meat of what that takes to get there, And so, and so sometimes like, when I'm prepping out stuff, like to get to that point where like, because all people ever really see from my end is like these the pizza I put up on Instagram or whatever, like there's just a lot of like shaving stuff, chopping stuff, mixing stuff,
making the same damn mozzarella every single day.
Absolutely. It's just a lot of work to get there. I'm grateful for it. Like I don't have to be a lineman, or I don't do concrete work, thank God. I don't do groundwork.
But a lot goes into making this.
Yeah. And like we need linemen and people that work in concrete. Neighborhoods need restaurants, This is the role I'm fortunate enough to play. I'm happy with that. But there is like, just like the man who gets to compose pieces of music that I find, that's amazing. Like there's a lot of crap where he's just like doing work, trying to work it out, whatever, that's not awesome. Like, and yeah.
I don't know a lot about music, but I can, like, we were talking about like there's levels, right?
Sure.
And if whoever's composing that music is probably at one of the top levels, but like when he or she was at that bottom level, it was like learning to scale music, right? Just like
totally
learning notes, and like that could be fun, but it's like a lot of repetitive work and like it might not be the best thing, but at the end of the day, it's that delayed gratification to be able to get to say, I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that people never ever see, if you only, and you have to be willing to do the stuff that no one will ever see, to be able to do stuff that people do see. So yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into getting in any field.
We had this discussion last time too about the bonsai shears.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. I have to go back and watch that again. But yeah, man, like, because if I remember correctly, I forget how old he was, but he finally made a good pair. Like, what a legend. Like, that's awesome. Like, that sort of mindset that's like, I'm going to work and work and work, because I'm sure every pair he made before that was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, a badass pair of bonsai shears. But to have that sort of humility, like, to be able to work for that long and that hard, and then to finally relent and be like, okay, I feel comfortable saying that this pair is good. Works for me, man.
What is your end goal then when it comes to like pizza? Is it like the means to being able to keep this dream alive? Is it like,
honestly, like, it's not hand to God. The only thing that I care about is making sure that my kids have a beautiful childhood and they become well-adjusted adults, like happy, healthy, living lives, in pursuing areas of interest that call to them, and to like be able to put our family in a position to where they have that freedom to find out what they can do and what they're capable of and explore those areas. Like, that's all I care about. I don't like being a pizza maker. Like, I love making pizza. What people might think about me or any sort of level of success or whatever, do not care. Like, I want people to come through this door and trade me money for pizza,
so that I can go back to your kids.
Enough quantity so that like I can provide for my wife and kids. That's all I care about. It didn't used to be that way.
Really?
Like, like any young person, I'm sure, like, with a healthy enough ego, you want to be, whatever you do, you want to be good at it, and you want people who you look to and respect to also think that you're good at it, whatever that is, and yeah, I absolutely wanted people to think that I was good at what I did, because I did want to be good at it, but I also want to be recognized as someone being good at it. I don't care about that anymore. I think
at all.
No, because I can't control that. You know what I mean? What I can control is doing the best I can and if people are, the only thing that matters to me is, are people willing to give me their money for my pizza? That's the only proof I need. And if I can do that well enough to provide, like, awesome. You know what I mean? I can't control what people think. I can't spend time worrying about it, you know, because it's not fruitful, because my daughter doesn't care. Today she's like, you make the best pizza. And awesome. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Like, and she has no jack shit about pizza, okay? She doesn't. But that's all that matters, you know? And so, yeah, like, I mean, I do want people to think that what I do is good. Like, I'd be lying if there wasn't a part of me, but
if it didn't hold value, you'd be like,
sure.
yeah.
Like, but I know how much attention I give to what I do, you know? And there's not a lot of people who have made more pizzas than me. You know, not that, yeah, there's a lot of other pizza makers, you know what I mean? But your average person who has opinions on pizza, like,
makes zero pizza.
I want them to like my pizza. Certainly, I want to make them happy. I want them to think it's good. But their opinions on me as a pizza maker or stuff, all I care about is come in the door, have a great time, like, buy my pizza. You know what I mean? Let me keep this going. Like, I want to provide for my family. And if along the way, like, someone writes an article or says some nice stuff, or people think I do a good job, awesome. Thank you. Like, but it's never going to be anywhere other than this tiny town. Like, and so I do want them to say that stuff, because people need to know this town exists. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to come out here, and people can't know that we're here unless, like, someone's talking about us, you know? But yeah, I can't really control what people think.
You don't seem the type of person to, like, go pitch yourself for reviews and stuff.
No,
like that.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I don't think we've never spent $1 on advertising. We've never pitched anything to anybody. That's probably a bad business move, because I think businesses have, like, publicists and stuff, and that's a publicist's job, right? Is to, like, position their client to the right people, to expand their sphere of influence or recognition, reach, or notoriety and stuff like that. That's so foreign to me, just, like, as a person. Like I said, it's probably not a good business decision. Like, there might come a point where it's like, it might be advantageous or to do something like that, but that goes against, like, just everything in me, you know. Like,
and yet people are still writing up on your restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, enough. Like, yeah, I'm grateful for that, and we're fortunate. Yeah, there's just something about me that's just like, fuck you. I'm not gonna ask you to talk about me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, you know?
No.
But it's kind of like, it's just like that natural instinct to be like, I'm not going to beg you to say something nice, you know?
What happens when people do write an article? Do you see?
Yeah. I mean, people reach out or something like that, and which is wonderful. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy.
Do you see it translate into your goal of, like, having more people come here and exchange money for pizza?
Yeah. I mean, it's especially the big one. The Seattle Times wrote the article about us. That was, I mean, one, she's a wonderful writer, like a beautiful writer, and she treated us very, very well in what she wrote. And there was a huge turn for us. We were profitable before that, you know, but that was different. That changed it to where people were coming out and waiting around and standing around for a long time, you know, and wait times were considerable. And that lasted for a couple years, and it's still that way during the summertime for the most part. We're still very busy, and I think that's not just like first timers though. That's people who came out, learned about us, came out, and then it's like when I was talking earlier about I would never want someone to come say this place is falling off. Maintaining that consistency, and if you're not getting better, then my goal is to get better every day. I make pizza so that by the 5th time someone's been out here, they're like, "Whoa, fuck, dude! Like it's better this time." Like
I can't believe it.
It's not
Still,
worse. It's the at least bare minimum the same. If not, it's getting better. Like, so we had the opportunity to have a whole bunch of people come out here for the first time after she wrote that article, and so then my job is to not take it for granted and work hard every day to keep it consistent, if not get better. A bare minimum, be consistent, but I'm also the type of person, like if I'm not getting better, then everyone else is, and that means I'm getting worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I'm standing still and everyone's moving forward, I'm falling behind.
That's true. Yeah.
And so and so we're at this point where it's like I'm grateful that people have we've made a lot of new regulars, and some of those regulars live in Seattle or Redmond or the East, like they're not local, they drive 45 minutes, but they come out twice a month, that's awesome. Like to get in your car and come out and drive nearly an hour to a place that like, I'm very grateful for that,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, I hardly do that for restaurants in San Francisco. It's about the same drive from like San Jose to San Francisco, 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
I can't say I do that.
Yeah. And I think we're fortunate that we are, we're in this kind of weird environment, which is beautiful and different, from where people are coming from, it's a small town, middle of nowhere, Do
you think it's like 2 trips in one? They like go and escape from the city and...
Totally.
Yeah.
I think, there's if you're not local and have known about us because of just local word of mouth, either read about, in an article, the Times being the big one, or you're visiting the national park and you drive through and you see it and you stop in because, I didn't know there was a place here. So it's either you read about it or you stopped in on the way to the national park. There's not a lot of,
There's no signage.
There's no signage,
There's no way of knowing you have this amazing product here.
Yeah, no, and it goes back to like we don't advertise or nothing. It just is what it is. So, if I think there's people like having this little spot I know about. This little pizza parlor no one knows about.
And you'd rather have it that way.
Because I can't make unlimited pizzas a night, Like I make what I make, and
125 is the max.
It's the max. It's the max I can do right now with the time, I have. I can't be open during the daytime because this place is a ghost town. Like 3 o'clock is a good time because some people are starting to get off of work, kids are out of school, and we're creeping into the dinner hour, I can't be open for lunch because I'll sit around twiddling my thumbs. I wouldn't have time to prep, it just wouldn't work. So for us, there's only so much we can make. And if we were in a city, I would have no excuse not to make as much as I could. Because you have foot traffic and potential customers all over you all day, every day, I would feel obligated to make pizza for as many people as wanted it, But here, because we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, we're only open limited hours that work with the because there's no town out there. There's just the mountain, you know, and no one comes to this town unless they're going to the mountain or they're coming to a friend or family member or business here. Otherwise, there's nowhere, you're not passing through, you know, which is weird, you know. So we just make what we make, and like I said earlier when we were chatting, like the repeatability of it allows me to financially forecast like revenue and control my expenses so that it doesn't get out of hand, and there's not a lot of there's not a lot of food waste, you know, which drives me crazy. You know, I'm not wasting product. I can buy appropriately because I know roughly, I know how many pizzas I'm going to make this week. I know roughly how much of each type of pizza based on sales I've had. I can buy appropriately, so I'm not having a bunch of food waste going into the garbage. One, that's just mean to the food, and two, it's just money. You're just blowing money. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the last thing I want to do. Yeah, so I like that system. Like it's holistic. You know?
You don't have to trade off some of your values in order to like grow and scale.
Yeah, I mean, not yet.
Like you wouldn't want to like advertise just so you could sell out 125 every day, or like risk throwing away a whole bunch of food just because you're trying to hit this goal of selling out every single time.
Yeah, like I have I think for me, if your goal is to make as much money as you can, you'll do what you got to do to make as much money as you can, and that inevitably there'll be lines that you'll cross a little bit. And for me, like just having unlimited dough or a lot more dough,
and waste is crossing.
And weight, because it's like all that stuff has to be prepped out. There's only one prep guy, and so not only would I have to work so much harder and spend more time away from my family, trying to fulfill a potential desire for people wanting to buy pizza. You know, it's a lot easier for me to be like, nope, based on the time we have in this tiny town, that 500 people, like I do X amount per day. I know how much I have to prep. I know what my days are going to look like, which are still 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. You know what I mean? They're 12, 13-hour days, but I know what it takes to get us ready by 3 p.m. to make the pizzas we need to make. And like, that works for us here. Like, I couldn't plop this business model in the middle of Seattle and expect not to have to make changes because of the demographic of like the sheer number of potential customers around. You know what I mean? Like, it works here because it works here in this building, in this town. Yeah, you know, and it was trial and error that kind of got us to this point. It wasn't always this way. Like I never used to sell out, you know, because like we were profitable as a business, but I wasn't making as much dough, you know. Yeah.
Are you selling out every day now though?
Oh, in the wintertime, no.
But in the summertime?
Yeah.
If you choose money, you'll do anything for money. If you choose quality, the money will come.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would say.
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
You know, I like, as I'm like drawing these like lines between who you were in 2021 to today, it seems like not a lot has changed. And I mean that in like the best way possible.
Amen. Good.
That's beautiful. Because I thought you were a beautiful human being back then.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think I would kind of change that. I would say, read that again. What'd you say?
If you choose money, you'll do anything for money. If you choose if you chase quality, the money will come. Yeah,
I would say probably not will come. Now I would say like it can.
A little more modesty.
It might come. Like there's no guarantees. Like this place could fail in next month. I don't know, but yeah, like I still believe in the core of that. Like it's like if you chase the dollar, like that is paramount, and then you will make the decisions with that goal in mind, you know. But if you do want quality, then you'll make decisions with that goal in mind. And I think with hard work, fortune on your side, you know, a little bit of luck, the money is inevitable, you know, in that regard. You know, I think, yeah, money can come, will come, might come, can come.
It's worked for you so far.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of money, but it's a life, you know. It's building a life and being able to provide for a wife and some kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you seem very happy.
Yeah.
Content.
Content, like happy, yeah. I'd say more joyful than happy, because like happy's like a wind that blows through, you know what I mean? Like, because, yeah.
Sometimes the wind comes and goes.
Yeah, and like, so happy, yeah, like sometimes, frustrated sometimes, angry sometimes, but joyful, like, dude, yeah, like I'm very content, and like I got a good woman, I got beautiful children, I work for myself, I don't have some asshole boss, no. Yeah, I gotta work for myself, and I know that whatever I build is a product of my own hands, you know, like good or bad, like it's like, and so if I fail, it's on me. If I succeed, it's on me, and I actually really like that. Scary as hell, but I like that idea, you know.
I'm trying to go back to the conversation that we had earlier about not having that like sense of security, like the retirement account, all that. Like, what do you do then to like get security?
I'm still figuring that out. This is where like I probably need to be better about like finding my own mentor, you know, someone who's like a business person, has gone through this stuff before, because I don't know. Like, I mean, I know.
I give that face because I don't know that many people who have a similar.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's the same for any like self-employed, regardless of industry, you know. But there's like, I mean, I know logically, like I should probably start like a Roth IRA and invest it myself, you know, and then, or, you know, and set up like mutual funds, or there's all like, this is all foreign to me, but like I know that there's like certain things that, you know, I probably should do, you know. I'm not very good at that stuff, and I have no knowledge of it. I was never taught it. I had no interest in it, you know. You know, I'm also kind of like whatever will be type of guy, you know what I mean? Which is, I need to grow up a little bit. I need to grow up a little bit.
Stay young. Stay looking young, my friend.
Yeah, I probably could use a mentor, because I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. But yeah, like it is all on me, I guess, you know.
You have your wife, you have your kids, you have staff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I yeah. I know that. Yeah, I really don't know where I'm going with that. But
the main pizza product is kind of on you, though.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, but there are steps like any like reasonable business person should do, though. You know, as far as like the mundane stuff, like a retirement account. So you could set my own retirement account for me and my wife, you know. Probably life insurance. You know what I mean? I don't have life insurance. Like what?
And so when I asked that question, it was more so like wondering if you would ever like just sell more than you had to in order to get that security.
Got you. Okay. I absolutely would sell more pizzas than what I'm currently making if I had the skilled labor to work with me, so that we could make more pizza in the time we have. available to us. You know what I mean? And business demanded it. You know what I mean? I know for me, as a solo pizza operator making 4 pizzas at a time out of that oven, if I open up at 3 o'clock and I take orders consistently for 2 hours and we sell out of 125, we take 125 pizza orders in 2 hours, I'm making those pizzas until 7:30. That's straight.
Damn.
Straight. You know what I mean? So it's like, so if I up that to 150 or 175, guess what? Like, okay, we're taking orders then to 6 instead of 5. And then what?
Here till 8 or 9.
9 o'clock, you know what I mean? 5, straight. And then if those orders came in at 4 o'clock, are people waiting, how long are they going to wait? Because now there's so many more tickets. It's like trying to find that balance between like sanity, keeping things. If I had like, hypothetically, let's say I had a deck oven or something in the back prep kitchen. I was doing a different style of pizza or something. And it's like, all right, we had wood fire pizza. And then we had like, whether it's like a New York style or a pan pizza going in a deck oven. And then we have so many wood oven pizzas I can make a night. Like I'm 125. That's what I can do. Like as a skilled pizza person, from the time we open until the end of the night, I could do 125, let's say. But then we can do however many more in a different style with another person that's skilled in the back in another part of the kitchen, Yeah, we can make revenue, do more pizzas that way. I would do that in a heartbeat, you know what I mean? But like, where's the line for me as an individual to not kill myself for the sake of the dollar so that like I'm useless to my family when I go upstairs at the end of the night? My kids are already in bed asleep, so it's like do I want to see my wife? You know what I mean? Like it's like, where's that balance? And that's my privilege to solve that problem. You know what I mean? It's a privilege to solve that problem. It's not a problem. That's an opportunity to figure that out.
It's more like problem in a mathematical sense.
Yeah.
Like a math problem.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like,
it's not negative or positive.
It's not negative.
It's just you're solving for something.
Yep.
And I think it's so interesting. It's like you just need to figure out like what piece of the puzzle comes first. Is it getting a staff member? Is it getting an oven? Both. But at the end of the day, it's like you don't have to change much until that timing is right.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, and I'm also blessed that I'm in a position where like I know that I can make a living so far and provide with the way things are right now, the level of business we have. You know what I mean? 125 a night, unless the economy goes haywire and the dollar crashes or something, like we're making a living. You know what I mean? We're in the black, we're positive, like things are good. Everything else, just bonus gravy. You know what I mean? So let's solve that. We have the opportunity to solve that problem. Like, how do we increase revenue where that doesn't, is it a skilled person? Is it swapping out and finding a new piece of equipment that allows me to do something else? You know what I mean? That's all wonderful. And that's a privilege
really
to get to solve that problem. But
I love how you said, like, let's solve it so where I'm not like useless to my family.
Oh yeah.
That hit me.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, what am I doing here?
Yeah. Oh.
I'm just kidding.
No. It's like, it's like, it'd be maybe the answer to that problem would be different if I had no children and a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Or no children and me and Ashley were first married, But now here we are, like 2 kids, a little bit into this life. Like the answer to that problem is different than it would have been in the past, And that's a joy to get to solve that problem.
I love that for you. And I love that you're working on that. And I just want to say thank you for the life lessons again.
Oh, okay.
And the amazing pizza.
I hope it's okay. Yeah.
I came out all the way here. It was like, I had to, like,
cool.
You were talking about how like nobody comes out here. I'm so honored that I actually got to
Oh,
experience
thanks. No, that's awesome, man. The only people there's some bakers and pizza folks up in Seattle and stuff, just local, that I've met before. But I don't ever talk to people in real life or meet people that like I've corresponded with. We've already had like one conversation, but that there's like a safety with Zoom, you know what I mean? Or it's just like there's a separation, which as like an introvert, it's like more comfortable.
You're doing great.
No, I think I'm good one-on-one, like, you know what I mean? Like small groups, like I'm all right. But
I prefer that too.
yeah. But no, it's my pleasure. Like super happy. I'm glad we got to do this, and like this has been wonderful. Like you're a great dude, and I'm honored you wanted to come out here. That's crazy. So
Final question. What's good dough?
Hopefully wife, kids, business, you know, and hopefully the pizza was good.
Fuck yeah.
So
I'm gonna have myself another cheese.
yeah.
It was. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. I never know how to answer that. Everything, man. Like I can't complain. I'd be a jerk to complain about anything.
You would be. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, buddy.
Want a chance to win a $250 Uni gift card? Well, this is how you do it. Within the next 3 months, if you purchase something from uni.com using my affiliate link, send me your receipt. Each receipt that you send me, whether it's yours or a friend's or a neighbor's, will give you one entry into a raffle that will be giving away a $250 Uni gift card. That's all you have to do. All right, happy buying and best of luck. And thank you for supporting me and my show sponsors.